Good morning, everybody. Wow. Whew, it has been a busy morning already. So I'm making tomato paste, which takes a while, but I pulled the beets. So that was a job and a half. But I thought I'd tell you what we do with the beets when we cook them up. But holy cow, look at the size of some of these, and there's actually a couple bigger. So I got a clean bucket, which is fast going to get dirty. So the only thing that I do to these beets is, let me get the knife out. You ready? This is it. I just take the top off. I'm going to lop the root off. So that's how I prep the beets, and then in the bucket. I have no idea how many we're going to get this year because the beet patch turned out to be a lot more prolific than I thought. Yeah, there's quite a bit of them. Now we are going to have beets in there that are way too tiny, so they just stayed there. I pulled them out, laid them on top. It's great compost. And then of course there's a few that have been nibbled. I live in the country. There's going to be things that nibble my veggies. That's okay. I just pulled those and left them there. Let the animals eat them. They'll get turned over as well into the garden. Extra compost. Simple. Ooh, but this does add to the inventory. So I'm going to cut these up, get them in the bucket, and I'll show you the next step. Look at the size of that beet. Oh my gosh. That is huge. Wow. Well, that is a 5-gallon bucket, and it's filled to about there. So it's almost, I guess it's about half full, which isn't too bad. They look pretty good. Well, time to tidy up. I still have to get dinner made, get cleaned up for work, but I'm going to take these in and I'll show you what we're going to do next. I'm not really washing these. I'm just kind of giving them a quick rinse. Now, I did knock off most of the dirt when I was outside. This is just one, to give them some moisture when I roast them, and two, just that last little bit. There we go. Now these guys, these big monsters that I have here, these ones I'm gonna have to chop up a bit, I think. All right, I'm gonna go get the roast pan and I'll show you the next step. They all fit. I honestly thought they wouldn't all fit in this big roast pan. And then a couple of the really big ones I cut in half, but doesn't that look beautiful? Oh, like look at the color. It's fabulous. Oh. Okay, so from here, I just cover them with tin foil. I have to move the camera around because there's a glare. Anyway, so I just cover them with tin foil and they go in the oven. They'll roast for about an hour, believe it or not. The little tiny ones, no, they don't turn to mush. The one thing I love about beets, even if they're overcooked, they still have texture. So, alrighty, I'm going to cover these up. I'm going to put them in the oven. They're going to cook until I start work. I'm just going to shut them off, and then I'm going to put them out in the back room where it's cold tonight and let them get cold. And then we'll continue on with the beets in the morning. Well, it is going to be another busy inventory day before work. So I decided I'm going to make a treat I've been planning and see if it'll work. We're going to make cheater cinnamon buns with crescent rolls. I've actually been kind of curious about this for a while to see if it'll work. So let's unroll the crescent rolls. Let's stick all the edges together. All right, lots of butter. I think I melted it a little bit too much, but that's okay. I'm not that worried about it. This is where the messy comes in. All right, is this gonna work? Let's find out. Oh, well that rolls together pretty good. Woohoo, look at that. Ah, Okay. Casualty. Hold on a second. All right. Alrighty, let's seal this up. Let's see if we can get 6 out of this. Oh yeah, easily. Do you think this will work? I'll show you how they come out when they're done. The beets. Well, picking the beets, trimming the beets, and baking the beets doesn't end. We now need to peel the beets, then we will bag the beets, and then we will freeze the beets. So, alrighty guys, I have gloves just for this. Ta-da! It is pretty easy. I'll pick one. And when they're cold, it makes it so much better. See? Done. Peel in the compost. Beets in the bowl. Need a knife. Where'd that beet go I just had in my hand? And now some of them, of course, I didn't trim them great when they're raw because they are hard to trim. Just cut off the little root and stem ends if you need to, and just rub the peel off. That's all there is to it. Isn't that easy? Ta-da! Alrighty, I'm gonna get to work, and I will show you what they look like when they're done. And then we'll start bagging them up. Well, we got most of them done. Ta-da! Don't they look beautiful? I actually really like how these come out when I do it this way. It is time to take a break. Standing here peeling, you know, beets at 8 a.m., you get hungry. So our little cheater cinnamon bun things here totally failed. I was curious. But I'm going to have a snack. And then I'm going to keep cleaning beets. The inventory never ends. Well, it does end. Just seems like it's never ending. It is time to bag. So what I did is I made a bunch of small food saver bags. Not very big, just enough for us. So I'm gonna put a glove on because this is messy. Alrighty. Okay, so to be honest, it's a messy job, but it works. Kind of do my best to hold the bag open. I should be wearing 2 gloves. There we go. So I put just enough in for a meal for Fred and I. So I'm going to finish these bags up. Then we'll seal them up. We'll see how many we're going to get. This year's inventory is getting rather large. Well, this is our finished product, guys. 15 vacuum sealed bags of beets. I could have trimmed them better. I wouldn't have needed a knife to kind of peel them and everything. But to be honest with you, when I was outside cutting them, I was purple enough. I really didn't need to be any more purple. Now, I went through 4 pairs of gloves doing those, mostly just so I am not permanently stained for the next 3 days. If you don't have the gloves and you don't mind, just do it. I mean, who cares? Now, a couple of things about beets that you may or may not know if you don't grow them. Now, when you bake beets and you go to clean them up, if you can't get a knife through them, don't eat them, guys. They're going to be super, super woody, possibly bad, things like that. So I only had 2 beets that I couldn't trim. So those were recycled, composted. They were only little, like that big. But that's not the only thing we did to add to the inventory. We also have tomato paste. Now, these haven't been washed yet and they're still a tiny bit warm, so I'm going to set it down. So I've got 11 little tiny jars of tomato paste, and I have 2 250 milliliter freezer jars in the freezer. So Not bad. All of those jars, though, came from 4-gallon bags of frozen tomatoes. And it took me, oh gosh, how long to cook those down? 7, 8 hours? A long time. A very long time. Very long time. Now, tomato paste, I haven't made tomato paste in what, 2 or 3 years, I think. It takes a long time, as I've just said, but it also, we have so many tomatoes this year, I figure why not? Let's make some fresh tomato paste. Now, we do use it as you would like a commercial can of tomato paste. Now, it's just not as smooth, which is okay. I don't really mind. We'll add a little bit of water. We'll make pizza sauce out of it. We'll use it as tomato paste when we're cooking, so stews, soups, whatever. And it tastes really good. Wow. So the inventory is not done yet. Not even close. We still have carrots out there somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Sorry. At least 2 more batches, if not more, of tomato sauce. If I have enough larger tomatoes that are ripe all at once, I may make some just chopped tomatoes. It really depends on what they all look like over there. But we'll take a look. Cherry tomatoes make a wonderful tomato sauce. Not a lot of meat like we talked about, but they have a great flavor. That's the reason why I like it. But anyway, guys, that is inventory video number 3. Anyway, you guys all have a great day. I need to tidy up and get ready for work. We'll see you next time as we continue our simple life here on PEI. Once I figure out what the simpler part is. Bye for now.